Cardano has seen an amazing price rally of late, and there are sharks and whales accumulating Cardano like there's no tomorrow. They have amassed more than $138 million dollars worth of Cardano, which is roughly 0.46% of all Cardano. So, is that a good buy for you? Let's find out in today's video. Welcome to the Wave Crypto Club. We talk about all things crypto, and today we'll be talking about Cardano. If you look at the charts, right, Cardano accumulation has skyrocketed in the last few days, and combined, the sharks and whales have purchased upwards of 0.46% of all Cardano in existence as of 27th of July. Is that a great thing? Does that mean anything for you? Well, to find out all that, we need to see if Cardano is really worth it. For that, we'll dig deep, and I'll tell you what Cardano really is, where it's headed, and why it could be a good investment. And is it really breaking out of the $0.5 mark? We'll find out. So, what's the history behind Cardano? Cardano has its history with this person called Charles, Hoskinson. He was a founder of Ethereum along with Vitalik Buterin, but they differed on how they wanted to take Ethereum forward. Vitalik Buterin wanted to keep it free, whereas Charles Hoskinson wanted to monetize it, and they went their separate ways. So Charles Hoskinson created Cardano, which was completely different from how others approached it. So there's no single white paper. How they have pretty much covered it is that they have created peer-reviewed academic research, and based on that, this entire blockchain has been created. They created this organization called IOHK, Input Output Hong Kong. That was the organization which was given the development work of Cardano. The Cardano Foundation is the other entity which backs Cardano, and there is a Japanese venture capital firm which is another entity that backs it. Roughly, Cardano began sometime in about 2015, and they had their initial token sales and so on. Their roadmap is split into 5 phases. I'll talk about the phases in a couple of minutes. We'll try and understand why these phases are important. But broadly, what Charles Hoskinson wanted to really solve is that Ethereum has a few problems, right? In terms of scalability, in terms of speed, in terms of the cost. These are some of the things that he really wanted to solve, and that's something that he's tried to solve in Cardano pretty well. In fact, if you look at developer activity, it's one of the highest. In fact, I think it was the highest among any blockchain. Right? We'll talk about that in the coming days, in the coming minutes. So Charles Hoskinson is the founder and CEO. Jeremy Wood is another person who was with the Ethereum Foundation and then moved into to help with Cardano. Going by the team, they are an amazing team. They have some great credentials, so it's a +1 on that. If you look at tokenomics, it is a fixed supply. It has their emissions going on till it's inflationary up to a while, but the supply is capped. Broadly, I think there will be roughly close to 45 billion Cardano. As of now, there's roughly 31 billion Cardano, and more coming as we go along. So you can expect another 50% of the existing supply being added in the next few years, and roughly that's how much you should take into account while trying to price it for a future date, because that's how much your value might organically degrade anyway. Now, what exactly is Cardano doing? Well, Cardano it's a general purpose blockchain. It has a number of use cases, right from enterprise, education, retail, agriculture, government, finance, healthcare, and so on. I will not go deep into all of these, but broadly, I'll just we'll take some simple examples like this. For instance, education, there is credential verification. What it means is your institute, your university, whatever it is, it could issue your degree on Cardano, and it would be there forever. Even if your university closes down, Cardano is there forever. Right? There are a number of use cases like that in retail, in agriculture, and so on, which they are trying to propagate. Cardano is roughly divided into 5 phases, like I mentioned. Barton, Shelley, today we are actually in this phase, Gauguin, right? Then there's Basho and Voltaire. I believe these are named after famous mathematicians of different eras. Today we are actually in Gauguin era. Each of these eras lasted for maybe 1-2 years. Byron was roughly between 2015 to 2017, where the original base was set for Cardano. Then the Shelly upgrade came about for decentralization. Now there are smart contracts enabled on Cardano. Next will be Basho, which will result in the scaling systems coming into place, and finally governance, maybe DAOs and other things will come into place. But broadly, this is the timeline. Although they were supposed to, I think from what I read, they were supposed to reach Voltaire by 2022. They have not even reached Basho, so they are a little lagging behind in terms of their roadmap. But the roadmap is pretty solid. So I would give them like a lower rating for accomplishing what they planned, but what they have planned really, that itself is great. So you can read more about it. I have linked it in the description below. Now, what impressed me the most of Cardano is that Cardano takes like literally the first place in the monthly development activity on GitHub. This is very important because historically it has been seen that Cardano has the most active GitHub submission rates, beating all cryptocurrencies. This is very important because this is an indicator, a very lagging indicator for price. Developer activity is probably the North Star metric for any of these crypto projects that we have to track. And so much of developer activity means that eventually features that are coming out, if they take off really well, then you can see a great price accumulation. That's one of the reasons why Cardano is part of my portfolio as well. In Other than the developer activity, other than on-chain activity, Cardano actually has a number of partnerships, starting with this one last year, which was a partnership they had with the Ethiopian Education Department. So they have had a number of partnerships like these with various organizations, with various companies, and so on. And this, I think, is the backbone, for Cardano adoption to really take off. There are a number of partnerships that they have done which are truly impressive, and I would give it like 10 on 10 for that. If you look at the ratings, right, broadly, some of the major rating agencies give it a good rating of, Blockonomy has given it about 73. Product progress, that's what even I was telling you about, they've given it like a 4.5 out of 5. I would actually give it a 3.5 because they've not even met one phase earlier that they were supposed to meet. In terms of team, token fundamentals, GitHub activity, yeah, these are great. Like GitHub activity especially is a 5 on 5. I would give it for that. Marketing is also great because we've seen the kind of PR around this. So overall, I feel going through all these ratings, there is nothing off. Ratings are pretty similar. So rating wise, it's decent. In terms of on-chain activity, I was not able to find it because for some reason this data is not being updated for the last 2 days, I believe. So you can go and check it out, who owns how much, like what's the price correlation with Bitcoin and some of the other parameters that I normally look at. You can go to intothe-block.com and check it out. So where is Cardano heading? Will this $0.5 go up further? If you look at the fully diluted valuation, that's roughly about 24 billion. Where can it go from here? Even if we say, let's say it might go up all the way to Ethereum's market cap. Ethereum's all-time high was maybe close to $500 billion or more than that. So even if it goes till there, assuming that it actually knocks off Ethereum and goes till there, fully diluted valuation wise, you're looking at least 20x from here, if it goes till there. However, I would take a more reasonable approach and say maybe this is like a 3 to 5x kind of a crypto in the next few years. I don't think it'll go much beyond that. Maybe 3 to 5x, right? It's 82% down from its all-time high. In the next bull run, if it goes back to its all-time high, then that's great. And if assuming that all 5 phases are completed by then, maybe by 2024, then it could surpass its all-time high. Else, I think in the next bull run, most people will look to exit from this because it's taking way too long to finish things. So I think it all hinges on that, where the price can head. I think it can go above this depending on product progress. It can go below this depending on product progress. So that's what I'm really looking at, and that's what you should also probably be looking at before you make an investment and decide to sell it or keep it. That's totally up to you. But hope you enjoyed this video. This was to talk about what Cardano really is and give you a few tools and websites where you can go and begin your research. Welcome to the Wave Crypto Club. If you like this video, then please like and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about it.